Hello everyone and welcome back to the Dork side. I am the Dork on the road and today we are replacing the stock handlebars on the Adventure Grom with these bad boys. And doing a whole bar setup, double take mirrors, new grips, risers, handguards, everything. Really quickly, I just want to say thank you to Rocky Mountain ATV MC for sponsoring this build. They contributed the mirrors, the handguards, and the risers that we're going to put on today, and they've been really generous in sponsoring this build, so I would encourage you to check out Rocky Mountain ATV for any of your motorcycling needs, and maybe use my affiliate link that's in the description. Spoiler alert, I got a little excited last night, and I took the stock bars, obviously, off already, so all of that stuff is done. So this video is just going to be putting the new pieces on and seeing how we feel about the new setup. So let's get over there and work on it. There she is. There's the Adventure Grom, looking sad and floppy-eared with no handlebars, but we're going to fix that right now. Step one is going to be to put the throttle tube on this bar because I have limited slack. Well, I wouldn't have enough slack to slide it on the end if I put the bars on first, so we're just going to put this in here like this. Hopefully it fits. If not, I've made a huge mistake. Yeah, seems good. And then we'll put the bar risers and the bars on here. The KLX bars are not quite as tall as the stock bars, and I feel leaned forward on the Grom as it is, so I kind of want to get the bar height up just a little bit more. So I got these 1-inch risers, and we're going to start with these. These are Tusk risers. Link in the description to all this stuff. So this Tusk kit comes with risers, as you can see. It also comes with bolts, extra long bolts that you'll need to use your risers, and there's some washers in here and instructions. So riser, bar, clamp, and obviously you're not tightening all this down, you're just putting it in to get it all lined up and stuff. I don't even have the bar where I want it side to side quite yet. Tusk risers also come with spacers just in case you need them. If the bolt won't go in all the way, let's hope we don't need them, but we'll see. And no, the risers are the wrong color, but they only come in silver, so I'm going to try not to get too worked up about it. Just going to tighten it down a little more before I start trying to adjust it where I want it. Okay, that's just snug, but it'll move. Okay, and I'm just going to try to get these where they feel more or less good and more or less even, but I'm not going to tighten anything down yet until I get everything put back together. That'll be the last step. More or less centered. Where do we want the bar? So wide, dude. Right there. Right there feels good. Yeah. Okay, again, not tight, just snug. Just enough to keep it from moving. This will be good. I can tell already. Should I put the grips on now? I should probably put the grips on so I can get a sense of where everything's going to sit. So maybe let's do grips. The end of this throttle tube has these little bumps on it, which, you know, help hold the grip on, but also make it a real bitch to get a new one on there. Pillow tops I'm going to put on here are really tight, and they don't need the extra help, so I'm just going to grind these down a little so that it's easier to get the new grip on. Okay, grips now. Do grips. Yeah, I think that'll work. So I got some Pro Taper pillow tops, and I'm going to use the old air compressor trick to put these on. But when you're putting on grips, you have two sides. One is the throttle side and one side is the non-throttle side. Throttle side will have a bigger hole. I don't know if you can see that. This is the throttle side. The hole is bigger. On these you can also tell because it's way squishier. It's clearly thinner. This is a thicker material. So throttle side is bigger to accommodate the throttle tube. And we're just going to use the old air compressor trick to put these on. Helps if you get it started. All the way in. So these switches, there's a little tab that is supposed to go into a hole drilled in your bars. Obviously, these bars don't come pre-drilled for that, so I have to figure out where to put that hole. And one of the best ways to do that is put the switch where you want it, tighten it down, and then kind of rub it back and forth, and it'll scratch off where I want it to go, and then I'll know where to drill the hole. Just gonna do one side at a time, so. Okay, that's about right, so I'm gonna try to scratch the bar. Alright, there's a hole in there. Cable is pretty tight, it needs to be rerouted. I'm gonna put a handguard on here, so I want just a little lip on this end so that the throttle tube is not rubbing on the handguard. Okay, switches are on, levers are on loosely because I'm gonna have to extend some of these cables, but I'm gonna put the other grip on now, and then we'll look into cables, and then it'll be handguard time. Look at that. Not bad. Everything on this right side actually seems fine cable-wise, so I might just tighten this down and see how we feel about it. I just did like a whole update and that camera wasn't on, so bars are on, switches are on, levers are on the right side, got the throttle on, that's all good. I have enough slack here, I was worried I wouldn't, but I got all this on and I think it's gonna be okay. The only thing that doesn't have enough slack right now is this clutch cable. So I've removed it, unhooked it here, and the clutch cable goes underneath the frame on the Grom stock. So I'm gonna pull it out and just run it over the frame, and that should give me enough room. So it's right here, and I'm just gonna slide it down underneath. Hopefully I can just get it through. That would make this a lot easier. Oh yeah, easy. Okay, so here we are. Now we're just gonna go over the top. A lot of people just do it like this, through the bar. All kinds of slack. I think it'll work. Let's reattach it and see. There you go. Are you too good for your home? That's your home. Okay, what's next? Handguards. Handguards are next. Do we feel good about the bars? Because if we do, I'm going to tighten them down. They look pretty even. Let's do it. The first step in handguards is my least favorite step. I got to cut the ends off of these grips. I never really get them even, but you can't usually tell once the handguards are on. But I got to expose the holes so I can there's the inserts that go inside the bars for the handguards. I've got to cut a hole in this end so that I can get it in there. Freshly sharp razor blade is a great way to do this. I recommend getting as sharp a one as you can. Don't cut towards yourself or do anything stupid like me. It's all right. Oh yeah, freshly sharp razor blade helps a lot. Last time I did this, it did not go this smoothly. Don't want to speak too soon though. Just gonna try to trim off some of this. Oh, sharp razor blade is the best. I think I'm gonna have to take more off, but to start, other side. I got this one right to the edge, so I'll try to cut it right on the edge. Scary thing about a razor blade, a fresh razor blade, is you'll cut yourself and not even realize it. You'll be bleeding all over the place. That'll be the first clue. Just have to be able to get the insert in there. Will it fit? It's gonna fit perfectly. That's excellent, I'm pleased. I'm gonna go with the clutch side first. So these are the Tusk D-Flex Pro Handguards. Can you see that? And you can tell which one goes on which side because they have a Tusk logo on the inside, and that should be right side up. So this one goes here like this. So I'm gonna start with the bar end like so. Oh yeah, fits great. These are the Tusk bar clamps that come with your Tusk D-Flex Pro Handguards. Links in the description to all this. These are really nice too. Billet aluminum, has a Tusk logo on it. And they go like this, the U shape facing up. Okay, it's kind of a tight fit with the smaller bars. And it's not exactly lined up with the lever, but that appears to be the best I can get it. So I got it under the bracket here on the handlebar. All right, success. Had to get a little creative. Loosen these clamps up, mounted these underneath. But that's solid on there now. It's gonna do the job. No rubbing at all. I didn't even have to trim it. So that's a really good design. Whole bike is black, so naturally we went with the black shields. It's usually pretty obvious which side they go on. These D-Flex handguards, by the way, if you're wondering how sturdy they are, I was trying to bend it to make it fit better, and I was using my bench vise, and my bench is screwed into a stud in the wall, and I popped it out of the wall pulling on it trying to bend this thing. That's how sturdy they are. So I removed my workbench from the wall. I gotta go fix that. Sturdy, very sturdy. Well done, Tusk. Gotta give it, it's about like a dug and a half. The only thing left to do now is my Double Take mirrors, and she is almost ready to go. Double Take mirrors have 3 parts. There's the mirror. This is a ram ball, which goes into the socket, and the ram mount. So let's put one of those on. I'll show you what I mean. Screw that in, like the ram mount, the ball part, or the turny part in, and then put the mirror on it. Right, like this. The mirror's mounted. She's looking mean. Now she's starting to look like an Adventure Grom. Oh, I'm so stoked on these bars. And the thing is, these handguards are the most essential component before taking it off-road, because every time I drop it, this is what'll hit first. So it's so nice to have these sturdy handguards on here. And it totally changes the look of the bike, I think. It really looks like a dual sport now. And that's what we were going for. So next stop is the woods, I think, for this thing. Either trails or up exploring. She's about ready. So what do you think of the Adventure Grom so far? Want to thank Rocky Mountain ATV for sponsoring this build. They contributed the handguards, the risers, and the mirrors. I also want to thank Giant Loop for the buck and roll bag, which I'm going to put back on here right now that I'm done. It's time to make Adventure Gromming a reality. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your interest in this build and your patience and your open-mindedness as I try to do something a little crazy. Trust me, it's going to pay off here real soon. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you, and please do not forget to be excellent to each other. I thank you.
Excellent!
This is what I call the maiden voyage.